Hola amigos, this is Somveer and welcome to CodePipe. Today we are going to see some very simple and very useful Django libraries that are mostly helpful for beginners. I wish I knew them when I started learning Django. These libraries can be very helpful, though we will not be able to talk about these libraries in detail. I will be giving you a basic information that these libraries exist and you can use them. Yes, there is some learning curve for every library, but it's good to know that there are some libraries that can help us. So let's get started with our list. First library on our list is Django Environ. Basically, we are trying to protect our important keys or secret keys using Django Environ. We will be putting all our IDs, password, keys into one file that will be .env, and we will be using variables from .env into our main settings.py or wherever we want to use the IDs. The usage is quite simple. First of all, we have to install this using pip install. Then we have to create a .env file. We have to create a key and value pair in .env file. And Django uses 12-factor inspired environment variables to save our important IDs and passwords. So as we can see here, let's say we have made our .env file. In our settings.py, we can import env, we can initiate env, then we can read our env using this line, and then we can use debug is equal to env debug, which we have set here, which is we are putting debug is equal to boolean, which is false. One more thing to note in this is, if we go down, if we see in this section, we are using environment variable, but we are also giving a default value, meaning if we are not using this email URL or there is some error, maybe we can use this default one. So this is also a good thing in Django Environ. One more thing to know about Django Environ is we should always keep our .env file in .gitignore file, because whenever we will be pushing our code on GitHub, our .env file will be saved on our local system and it will not be uploaded on GitHub. So this was all about Django Environ. Next on our list we have Django Crispy Forms. Making forms using HTML and CSS is very time consuming. For that, we have Django Crispy Forms. It will render our forms in a beautiful way so that we don't have to use HTML and CSS and waste our time. The usage is simple. We have to install using pip install. We have to put it in our settings.py installed apps. We also have to give a crispy template pack which can be bootstrap 4. And in our HTML file, first of all we have to load the crispy tag, and then we can use it with any form using filter crispy, as table, as ul, or as p. These are different styles of table we can get. And if we can see an example, this is the example of how the crispy forms will render our forms, and we can say this is really good. So this documentation is on pypy.org, but if we want extensive documentation, we can always read it on Read the Docs. In conclusion, Django Crispy Forms saves a lot of time using beautifully rendered HTML and CSS forms. Next on our list, we have Django Tagit. Django Tagit is nothing but a simple way to manage tags in our object or websites, or we can call it a simple tagging mechanism. So the usage procedure is again the same. First we have to install, we have to put it in our installed apps as Tagit, and then we can use it in our models as taggable manager, and we can use tags is equal to taggable manager. Using this, it will handle everything on its own. We will get a nice field in our admin panel, and we can also customize the field to be used in our website. And if we want to see any tags from any model, we can use this apple.tags.all or any model.tags.all, just like we see apple.objects.all. So this is quite simple and it saves a lot of time, where if we sit and make a logic of our own regarding the taggable managers, it may take a lot of time, but since we are beginners, we might not be able to do it at all. So Django Tagit is very helpful and it saves a lot of time. Next one on our list is Django Social Share. What Django Social Share does is, it will help us share any object or content from our website on social media. The social media platform can be anything like Twitter, Facebook, Google, LinkedIn, Telegram, WhatsApp. It can even use mail, or it can use Pinterest. Again, the process is simple. We have to install it, put it in our installed apps. We have to load it in our HTML file wherever we want to use them. And finally, we have some default template tags using which we can share the content to any platform. So these are the template tags. We can also customize them. If we go to down, we can see we have templates and the location is given here. So we can go to this particular location and we can optimize or customize this. So if we are looking to share our content on social media, this is the library to go. The fifth and last library on our list is Django Hit Count. So Django Hit Count helps us in getting the view count of how many users have come to our website. For students who just started using Django, Django Hit Count may have a steep learning curve and it may take a while for them to learn Django Hit Count. But at the end of the day, it helps us get the view count on our page, so it is worth taking the time. Again, we have to install this, put it in our installed apps, and for the usage, we need to go to this documentation. It will really help if we go through all the documentation properly, but if we go for installation and usage, it will show us how to install it, how to use it, and how to get started. Again, we will not be going into much detail, but this is really an helpful library and we should give it a try. With this, we are done with 5 simple libraries that are useful for beginners, but hey, we have a bonus for you. As a bonus library, I would like to tell you about Django PayPal. This library is very much helpful if we are setting up any type of payment gateway in our website, or if we want to generate bills or pay bills, anything related to payment, and it uses PayPal as the name suggests. If we look for the documentation, it is quite complex, so I would recommend if you can read this documentation, but there will be many easy and helpful documentation or tutorials available on YouTube and Google where they will teach you using this very easily. There are some things in this that if we start talking about it, it may confuse you. So we will not get into much detail, but I would like you to know that there is a library called Django PayPal which can integrate payments into our website. With this, I would like to conclude my video here, but before going, I would like to say that I have made some tutorial videos for some of the libraries. You can find them on my Learn Django playlist. So give it a try if you are new to Django. If you are coming to my channel for the first time, hit the subscribe button. I put out videos on every Sunday, mostly about web development and some general information about Python and Django. If you liked the video, give us some thumbs up so that YouTube will recommend this video to other users also. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. We will meet very soon with a new video. Until then, this is Somveer taking your leave. Adios.